Thom Hartmann here on the news. You need to know this. Republicans in the House of Representatives introduced their own American Jobs Act, even though a more apt name for their bill would be the Corporate Freeloaders Act. Congressman Louis Gohmert, famous for his fear-mongering over terror babies and bestiality, introduced the Republican version of President Obama's job plan, and it includes only one provision. No infrastructure spending, no payroll tax cuts, no assistance to states to hire more teachers or police officers, nothing except for reducing the corporate income tax down to zero. That's right. The Republicans' idea of job creation is letting multi-billion-dollar transnational corporations, many of which already pay no American taxes, off the hook from paying any American taxes. These corporations still use our roads, our bridges, our schools, our police forces, our courts, but Congressman Gohmert thinks they don't need to pay for any of this stuff. Instead, he wants you and me to pay for it all. Republicans think that if these corporations just had a little more cash, then they'd turn into job-creating fairies and save our economy. But as we know, they're already sitting on $2 trillion worth of cash and not hiring anyone, at least not in America. This isn't a jobs bill. It's a classic Republican handout to Gohmert's top corporate donors. Let the 2012 election rigging begin. Pennsylvania Republican Governor Tom Corbett, with the help of his Republican colleagues in the state legislature, is trying to pass a bill that would change how Pennsylvania counts its electoral votes in the next presidential election. Currently, whoever wins the state, which happens to have been a Democrat over the past 5 elections, gets all of Pennsylvania's 21 electoral votes. But Governor Corbett wants to change that. He wants the state's electoral votes split up depending on who wins each congressional district, giving Republicans a big advantage. Consider that if Corbett's new idea was put into place in 2008, when Barack Obama won the state by 10 points, then instead of getting all 21 electoral votes, Obama would have only gotten 11, with McCain getting the rest. As Think Progress reporter Ian Millhiser puts it, Corbett's electoral giveaway to the GOP is merely the most audacious prong of a nationwide GOP strategy to steal democracy away from the American people. Between new voter ID laws, stricter residency requirements, and these electoral college shenanigans, Republicans aren't even hiding the fact that they're trying to steal elections now. In the best of the rest of the news, the FBI has fallen into the Islamophobia trap. According to documents obtained by the website Wired, FBI agents who undergo a counterterrorism training course in Quantico, Virginia, are spoon-fed anti-Muslim rhetoric and subjected to Islamic fear-mongering. Training courses argue that American Muslims are terrorist sympathizers, and the more devout a Muslim is, the more violent he or she is too. Also, there's mention of the Prophet Muhammad as a cult leader and a claim that Muslims believe that any war against a non-believer is justified. So not only is the FBI peddling hateful rhetoric and wrong rhetoric, but it's also pegging normal law-abiding citizens as potential terrorists just because of their religious beliefs. It looks like the FBI outsourced its investigative duties to the Islamophobes over at Fox so-called News. Not only does the Tea Party think our nation should let uninsured Americans die when they get sick, so does Ron Paul. Back in 2008, Ron Paul's campaign manager, Kent Snyder, fell ill of pneumonia, racked up $400,000 in medical bills, and then died, all because he didn't have health insurance. As in, Ron Paul doesn't give his campaign staff health insurance and doesn't help them when they get sick. Now Snyder's family is stuck with a massive $400,000 medical bill, and the Ron Paul campaign, which has raised millions thanks to Snyder's efforts as his campaign manager, is not helping a bit. That's the Tea Party Libertarian view of America at work. They claim the poor and sick will be helped by charity and the community once the government is taken out of the picture. But as we see in the case of Kent Snyder, that's not what happens. In the Tea Party world, selfishness is the name of the game, and everyone is given the freedom to suffer and die alone. Blame BP. In the most detailed report yet on the causes of last year's BP oil spill, federal investigators found that BP's cost and time-saving decisions led to the death of 11 men and ruined ecosystems along the Gulf Coast. As the report says, BP's cost or time-saving decisions, without considering contingencies and mitigations, were contributing causes of the Macondo blowout. And while BP shares most of the blame, the report also points a finger at Transocean and Dick Cheney's Halliburton for grave errors leading to the oil spill. It's time for corporate criminals to go to jail, not just for the environmental damage they caused, but also for murder. While Republicans tout their victory in New York's 9th congressional district Tuesday as a sign the American people are buying into their politics, they could be setting themselves up for a rude awakening in 2012. According to a new Bloomberg poll, Americans blame Republicans most for the infighting in Washington. 45% of respondents blame Republicans for what's wrong with Washington, while only 20% blame President Obama and only 19% blame Democrats. And with President Obama's Americans Jobs Act on the agenda in Congress, then expect Republicans to play right into the public perception of them as the party of no. Let's hope the chickens come home to roost soon in the form of a landslide election for Democrats in 2012, and the President Obama holds firm on his convictions and starts amping up his rhetoric to help make that happen. More progressives in Congress in 2012. And that's the way it is today, Thursday, September 15th, 2011. I'm Thom Hartmann on the news.